considered two of the most powerful crystals in the world. One is clear quartz and the other one is black obsidian. Clear quartz is very common and you can get it everywhere, and yet it's a very powerful magnifier. It really magnifies and helps to clear. Well, black obsidian is a very powerful stone because it helps to delve into the deepness of oneself and into issues. This is the crystal ball books, right? This is a wonderful quartz if you are in any way do any type of group activities, if you in any way have groups in your home or professionally. Hi, nice to see you guys. Nice to see you. And so this crystal permeated, pulls people together and makes it a joint effort, a joint kind of situation. So it helps to pull you in, and the black obsidian helps to delve into the deep side. Did you have a question? I'm a Reiki master, and I have a master's in education from Bank Street, and I have a master's in developmental psychology. I'm also been initiated as a Native American healer. Today we're going to be talking about chakra healing, and you will have an opportunity. It doesn't mean that just because you're not sitting here that you cannot benefit from this. One of the nice things about spiritual entities and guides and spiritual energy is that it's not confined to any physical space. We are the only ones who put parameters on these entities. And because I'm not putting that kind of parameter on my guides, they are able to do everyone. But I only have 7, so that I can just work with 7, but it doesn't mean the audience cannot benefit and be a part of that. I would like to say that the chakra information that I am giving you isn't from my own personal experience. It's from working and healing and working with hundreds of clients that I've worked with and received information from that. It might be slightly different from your information. If you're a chakra worker and you work with chakras, it might be slightly different. And that happens, you know. And it doesn't mean that what I say now you will hold me to a year from now, because my information is constantly changing about chakras and healing and finding out more and more information. But at this moment in time, these are my beliefs. We're going to ask the people in the audience to think about the chakras as I explain them to you. To think about what chakra you think you might want to be healed in this healing session. But what I'm going to do with the 7 people up here is I'm going to read the chakra that they believe that needs to be healed and find out if that's true. Sometimes we believe we need a chakra healed in a certain chakra, and then we find out that that's not really the chakra that needs to be healed, so I'll find out. The way that I read a chakra is very simple. It's simple for me, right? What I do is I just send energy down into the pendulum, and all I'm asking the pendulum to do is to pick up the energy coming off of the person. Now, depending upon how your energy flows in that chakra, the pendulum will swing in a certain direction. How that direction of that pendulum then tells me whether the chakra is balanced or imbalanced. So what we're going to focus on for everyone here, and we're going to focus on imbalanced chakras. So if I pick a chakra, if you tell me a chakra that you want to be healed, and I find out that that chakra is nice and open, then I'm going to find one that's not. Okay? I mean, because that's otherwise, what's the point of doing the healing, right? Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with the base chakra. And so people in the audience, just try to think about what it is that I'm saying, as well as participants here. As I think about each chakra, think about that chakra and what it's connected to, and see if that's a chakra that maybe you might be having some difficulties with and you want some clearing with. The more connected you are to your chakras and the more intuitive you are about them, the easier your healing, because then you can really focus your energy on that chakra. So I'm going to start with the base chakra. The base chakra is located at the base of the spine. It's where the energy from the earth comes up through the legs into the base of the spine. It has 4 vortexes, and it really just talks about energy. How much energy you have in the world. How, when this chakra is functioning well, you have enough energy to do everything that you need to do. When it's dysfunctional, you can be very tired, not have a lot of energy. When it's severely dysfunctional, it means that we're cutting our connection from the earth. and serious thoughts of suicide reside there. And so it's a very serious chakra, one that I always check with clients, because obviously suicide is a very serious thing. Even for spiritualists who really don't have a problem with the idea of ascending, but it is important. So I'm going to read her base chakra. And that's how you do it. Can you stand up, please? Just so that people can see fun. All I'm doing is touching her, asking her to let me read the energy coming off of her. And then the pendulum will swing according to how her energy is flowing in that area. Now, she had this little comment that maybe her base chakra might not be functioning, but as you can see, that circle is going nice and round. And that's really the right. Really? Are you sure? Yeah, so really, it's not that bad. I don't know what else it could be bad.
I don't know. I commute back and forth. I have a 2-hour commute, a little bit over 2 hours, and I'm always tired.
Well, it's not the base chakra that's making you tired. It could be something else,
I guess.
Exactly, because that's nice and open. And I always tell my clients that energy doesn't lie. Okay, so be careful about that. Talk about it's the sacral chakra. This is your intimacy chakra. It's the sex organ chakra, I like to call it. It's your intimacy with the opposite sex. It is your ability to have pleasure. It's your pleasure center. And it's also your fun center. This is your center that allows you to have pleasure in life. Your emotional center is there too. So all your emotions reside there. So it's a very important chakra because that energy center during orgasm, during orgasm, what happens is that we collect all this energy, and so that chakra is very important in releasing and clearing the body of negative energy. And it's also important because if you're enjoying your life, you want to continue to be on the plane, the earth plane. So enjoying your life is imperative because it'll make you want to still be here and do all the things that you have to do because you at least have some part of your life that's enjoyable. So it's a very important chakra. So I'm going to read, and again, I'm just going to put it against the sacral chakra. And some people say, well, that's the same place that the base chakra is. It's true, but what happens is, as long as you send the intent to the crystal to pick up the particular chakra, it will pick up that energy of that chakra, even though they are very much in the same area. So this is your sacral chakra. Yes. Okay. And that swing, as you can see, is not the circular swing as the previous person. That is a swing that we call a block. And a block is the energy in, and we're not functioning very well in that chakra. And we're holding the energy in and not allowing issues. It's very common, administration issues. Also sexual relation issues, inability to have an orgasm, inability to be hard. All kinds of sex-related issues happen with that chakra. And also, you're holding down your emotions, so you're not feeling them. And so that's important. Because we are emotional beings, so we're supposed to be emotional and be in touch with those feelings. So everyone else in the world, that's how we are connected to people. We're connected to people from the solar plexus. This is also our seat of power, having feel powerful in the world. And this is our seat of knowing. You know when they say they had that gut feeling? Right in my gut, I had that feeling. Yeah, that's because you're intuitive, you're in touch with that space. When this chakra is dysfunctional, we can tend to be very uncomfortable around people. We want to be away from people. Okay. Now this reading is slightly different. I don't know if people can really make a note of it. It's not a complete circle, and yet it's not a complete block. It's more elliptical, we say. It's going like this. It's not straight across, and it's not circular. So, it's not a complete block, so it's not to the point where it's going to cause her physical damage, but it's definitely starting to cause her some issues there, and so that's something that she might want to work with. My sense is an issue of power that I'm going to do. I believe it's the most important chakra because it's the chakra, it's the heart, and it's love that heals. And if we are going to be healthy people, it's not just important for us to eat well, but it's important for us to love well. Love ourselves and love others. And so when this heart chakra is dysfunctional, I never work I never deal with any other chakra but that one until I can get that one nice and open and balanced, and then we move on to other chakras. So this chakra is what I consider the most important. Okay, so this is the heart chakra. It talks about how you love yourself and how you love others. Okay. So that's a nice healthy heart. And there's nothing really to say for your own healing. And that's the chakra that you're going to use. If you have any imbalances in your chakras, you're really going to use the heart chakra for your healing. Because it's always a loving thing when you go out in the world and try to heal yourself. It really is an act of love. Now the next chakra I'm going to do is the throat chakra. Right there on the top. This is what we call a higher functioning level chakra because it really has to do with what you think. So let me just, can you just sit back down 1 minute? I just want to make a note of these 4 chakras here. And they come to a spiritualist and they say, but I'm having problems with my sex life, but I'm meditating on it. I'm praying on it, I'm meditating on it, I'm doing yoga, and I say to them, but these are lower level chakras. They belong in the earth. You have to do things with these chakras. These chakras are not about the mind, it's about the body. You're not having sex in the mind, you have to have sex with your partner. You're not, when you're loving someone, you have to love them. You can't think about love. You got to be loving. You got to do things. These are really doing chakras. And so I keep telling people, these are physical chakras that have to be done in the world, physically. But these chakras here are higher level functioning chakras. And they really have a lot to do with what we think, our mental processing. That's when you can go and meditate. You can meditate on these chakras. But these chakras really require doing in the world. Okay? So this throat chakra is your communication, which is a higher processing function that human beings have. But it also has to do with your thoughts about yourself. What you think about yourself really resides right here. It doesn't have anything to do with someone else thinks about you. It really has to do with your own thoughts about self. And that's where it resides. And how you get your needs met are very much related to what you think about yourself. Okay, so here we have another block. And again, that energy, that block energy is that you're holding down. You're not communicating. So you see in your life that you don't communicate. You're not getting your needs met. And you also feel like your needs are not being met. And people don't hear you. Right? That's what, because you're blocked. People can't hear you because you're not speaking. It's almost like having a door and the door's closed and you're talking to someone on the other side. You believe you're talking to that person, but that person really can't hear you. And really what happens is you have to work on it. You have to open that door. You got to find out what you think about yourself, and you have to heal. You have to bring it to the conscious mind. Remember, this is a conscious thought-provoking chakra. So now you have to find out what you think about yourself, and you have to bring it to the conscious mind. And then you have to decide, once you bring it to the conscious mind, if this is truly who you are. And then, of course, you're going to use the heart chakra that should be nice and open in a loving way and understanding who you are. And appreciating who you are. And loving who you are. And then that chakra will open and then you'll be able to get your needs met. Okay, so now we're going to go to the next chakra, which is the forehead chakra. Some people call it the third eye chakra. This is a higher level functioning chakra. It really talks about how you view yourself in the world and the world around you. What's your view? Now, this chakra is always constantly shifting and changing. And it can get blocked if you refuse to shift and change according to what level you are at. For example, obviously before I became a spiritualist, I had a certain way of thinking about the world. But as I had more experiences, my perception of the world had to change. I had no other choice. All of a sudden I had to believe in spiritual guides. All of a sudden I had to believe in other entities. All of a sudden I had to believe that we were all connected. I didn't have these thoughts before. So this chakra is very important in our ability to make the manifestations of change in the mind that go along with our own growth and our spiritual growth. So it can get clogged if we refuse to do that. If we want to stay the same. We want to have the same beliefs and thoughts that we had when we were 10 and now that we're 40. We should not. We should change. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, so that's nice and open. Good. And the last chakra is the chakra that's all the way up on the top, that has 1,000 vortexes. And I've never met anyone who had a dysfunctional crown chakra. Because that chakra, as many vortexes as there are, really says that I'm a spiritual person and I've had spiritual experiences. That chakra gets activated anytime you are involved in any kind of spiritual awakening. You get a spiritual attunement, like a Reiki attunement, it activates you. You get spiritual information, it gets activated. You can even do a yoga class and have a spiritual experience. That chakra gets activated. So this chakra is very, very important in connecting us to spirit and giving us spiritual attunements, empowerments, clairvoyant issues, all kinds of gifts, spiritual gifts are funneled through that chakra. Now, he can sit there, right? Because he might be too tall. And there you go. Nice and healthy. Okay, so now I'm going to go back down this line and find someone who has not had the healthy chakra and find the unhealthy chakra. Which one did you think besides the base? Because it wasn't. Please, while I'm doing this, decide for yourself what chakra you would like healing from. Okay, you can use some clearing on that. I mean, it's not a block, but you are holding some resentment to it. My job to tell you who you are. It's your job to figure that out. That's part of your process. It's in learning who you are. I can confirm it. I can help you to delve into it. But, you know, part of this work is your work. You have to be willing to do the work. So you know what's wrong with you. You do. You know what's wrong with you. So I just help you along, you know. That's all. Okay.
Which one do you like that?
The sapphire. The sapphire. Okay. Sapphire. There you go. So we're gonna be doing the healing for the sapphire. Okay. 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 Did we get something for you? No. Okay. Okay. Yep. And you know, it's not uncommon. It's not uncommon for women to shut themselves down emotionally. It's not uncommon for that to happen. I see so many women with sacral chakras that are dysfunctional because, for one thing, we're supposed to be emotional and then we don't want to be emotional, so we shut that down. Or somehow there's a feeling that we don't have a right to be happy sexually. That you know, there's some really belief systems that we hold about our sexuality that really are not proper. It makes us imbalanced. So it's not surprising. So we already got you. We need you. Remember, solar plexus is a connection to her mom and a connection to people in general. Hold it down. Okay, so we're going to do the solar plexus. Well, you're right about that. Now we're going to you want clearing. What happens is during the drumming, you're going to receive information, or kinesthetically, that means in the body, you might just feel the energy. This information is is very, very important, because this is information from your spiritual guides, from my spiritual guides, giving you information about the clearing on that chakra, teaching you so that you can learn what is wrong with you and give you tools to help you become well. So the information that you get here during the drums is very, very important. So please hold on to that. If any animals come, because I work with a lot of animal spirits, so if any animals come to you, write them down afterwards. Once he turns on the light, write them down. Really, really try to hold on to the information that comes to you. The only thing you're supposed to do is relax. You're not supposed to meditate. It's not a meditation class. You're supposed to just relax. If you want to sleep, you can sleep. The last time I did this, someone went to sleep. It's really perfect. Really as relaxed as you can. Just allow your mind to go. Don't worry about anything. Just relaxing, listening to the drums. Oh, what the drums do, I just need to explain that. It's just an ancestral, goes back way, way, way into time, in which cultures all around the world call spirits by sound. In Christianity, they had bells, ding dong, to call for ceremonies. And Native American, it was the drums. In Africa, it was the drums. Other cultures, it was the flute. But sound has always been a trait in which we call ancestral guides for healings and ceremonies, for empowerment. And I was given this gift to be able to do that. So that's what I'm doing here today. It's just an old tradition that's been given to me. Close your eyes. Just get really relaxed. I want you to just really be relaxed. So don't worry about it. And understand this is a part of your healing. It doesn't happen all the time, but it normally happens the first time.